Hello. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to format a picture for the radiomuseum.org. Now this demonstration is the basic minimum steps required. It's made especially for new members or members that need a refresher. For the full details, I'll refer you to the Radio Museum Handbook in Section 4. Okay, it all starts with good photos. Here's a few things you might consider when you're taking your photos. Cell phone cameras or digital cameras, they work great. I use a cell phone camera. You want to set the resolution to a high level, and what you want to do is generate the image files that are between 500 kbytes to around 5 megabytes. You want good lighting. You don't want dark images. Now you want to minimize reflections from lamps, windows, camera flash, and people, especially yourself. So you want to check for your own reflection and in the dials or any shiny part of the radio. Now, if you do see yourself in the picture, it's easy to fix. Just simply rotate your radio a little bit and then take a picture from the angle. All right, then you want to center level and try to fill most of the frame with the radio. And try to use a neutral solid color background if possible. Take several photos and then select the best. And 4 basic images you want to try to get are a front view, a back view, chassis view, and labels. And try to minimize your photos to no more than 8 per model. Okay, how to format a picture. This is the basic one. So we need an image editing software. We recommend IrfanView, and you can it's free. You can download it at www.irfanview.com. And it only comes in Windows 32 or Windows 64, or you can also get it in English or German. So I downloaded the Windows 64 version, and make sure and download the plugins that go with it and install that as well. Okay, now if you've used IrfanView for a while and you like it, please consider a small donation to Irfan, who is the young developer of this software, and he writes all the updates and keeps his website up to date. Okay, so once you run that, the steps are to open a file, a photo file. We're going to rotate it if needed, left or right. These are shortcuts. And then pretty much all photos are going to need cropping. So we're going to crop the photo. That's a shortcut, Control Y. And then we're going to save as shortcut S. So the files must meet these 3 requirements. It must start with a letter. It must be at least 12 characters long. And it should be in this format: a manufacturer, then the model, then a short description. For example, my demonstration is a Zenith Royal 500 transistor radio. So it would be the manufacturer Zenith _ model Royal 500 _ and front for the front view. Notice I've used an underscore for the separators. If you use a space or a dash or any other character, when you upload your image to the Radio Museum, the software there will detect those and change those characters to underscores. So just might as well use underscore. Okay, let's get to the demo. All right, so I've taken 4 photos. I've taken the 4 best photos, and I've put them here in this folder under Photos here. And this is a Zenith Royal 500. This is a 7ZT40 chassis model. I've also set up an empty RM folder here and for Radio Museum, and that's where I'm going to store the formatted photos for upload at another time. Okay, so there they are. So open up IrfanView. It's IrfanView 64 in my case. It has the standard tabs up here across the top. Let's go ahead and open up a file. Okay, and I've already drilled down to the folder where it is. Here it is here. Okay, the first one you want to do will be the front view. Okay, so this is the wrong orientation. It's easy to do. We want to rotate right. Now I could just press the letter R right here. That would do it, but I'll show you where it's at. Under Image, there's rotate left, R, and rotate right, R, L and R. There's also a third one here, which is a fine rotation. I'll show a little bit of that in a later one. There's a whole lot of other options here that we don't really need for this particular function. So let's go ahead and rotate this right. There it is. Okay, now so we have a lot of extra white here that we don't need, so we want to crop that next. So that's easy to do. Move your mouse to one corner, hold down the left mouse button, draw a box, and release. Okay, now if you don't have the sides quite where you want them, it's easy to change them. Just move your mouse over to the side here. This is a little too close. Hold down your left button, and you can slide this back and forth. Okay, so let's do that there. The top and bottom look pretty good. Okay, now the crop, that's going to be under Edit. I could just type Control Y and it would crop it, but I'll show you where they're at here. Here's Edit, and there's Crop Selection. So let's click on that. Okay, there we go. Now notice this, my image here is, I've rotated the camera, or the radio here, and that's because I could see myself in the image here up to the side, so I rotated it slightly, and I'm not in the image anymore. Okay, then the next step you want to do is just simply save it as, and that's just an S. So I'll just type S. Okay, now I'm going to save this as a JPEG. All my demo tapes here will be JPEG, but they accept, Radio Museum will accept other formats on there, but let's just stick with JPEG. And I'm going to make this 100%. I'm not going to reduce the image quality. I'm going to let the Radio Museum software do that later, after you upload it. Okay, and I've already drilled down to the RM folder right here, where I'm going to store these waveforms. All right, let's get the file name. So we need the manufacturer, Zenith, underscore, model, Royal, 500, underscore, and this is a front view. Okay, so save it. Okay, there's one down. Let's grab the second one. Second one is inside view, it's chassis view. Okay, that one's the right orientation. We just need to crop it. So draw your box here, and there. Let's make this one just a little bit wider to match the other side. Okay, that looks pretty symmetrical. Okay, Control Y, crop. Great, looks great. Save it, S. Now you can just type the first letter of the previous file name, Z, and it'll pull up Z's, and then just go back and edit this one. Okay, let's call that one Chassis. Done? Okay, halfway there. Let's open up number 3. That's going to be the rear view. There it is. Notice this one's been rotated, rotated slightly also. It's really shiny back here, and I could see myself. So, and this is the white paperboard that I use for my backgrounds. And you can see up here, I've got some test equipment up here that's visible that we don't need in our photo. So let's crop those out. Let's crop out the white and the excess white and the stuff on top there. All right, so there we go. That looks pretty good. Control Y, cut. Okay, save it. S. All right, now you can also just go up here and click a file name, and that'll fetch it. And then just go back here, and we'll edit that one. And this is rear view. Enter. Okay, there we go. One more left. Okay, fourth one. This is going to be the label. Okay, now this one, you can see there's a slight skew here, slight tilt. So let's try that third option here, the custom fine rotation. That's a Control U, but if you don't use it very much, you just go ahead and go down there and click it. Now, if we do I've already played around with it, and I've decided that the -1 1/4 degrees is the right angle. It shows you a little new image as to what that does. It's hard to see the rotation, so just go ahead and accept it here. There, you saw that it moved. Now you can see this is kind of a slant now, so it rotated the whole image. But we're going to crop inside so we don't have any issues with that. And I'm only interested in the white, or the paper label, and not the black back side of the cover. So let's adjust this a little bit and just kind of get all the paper. Make sure the words and stuff are still in the image. Okay, that looks good. And whoops, looks like the bottom snuck up a little. Let's lower that. Okay, that looks great. Okay, Control Y, crop. There it is. Okay, so here's our chassis, the 7ZT40, and transistors down here. Those help identify this. Well, it's a Royal 500 transistor. Okay, let's save it. All right, and let's type a Z, grab one of these, and we'll change this to label. If I had more than one label, I'd add a 1 there, like that. Save it, and then I'd fetch the next one and crop it and make it label 2. Same with all those other views. You've got more than one front view. Just add a number there. Okay, so back that off. All right, save it. Okay, you're done. That's 4 images. That's how easy it is to do just the basic editing required. And then you're done. So if the next step would be to upload this to your model page, your existing model page. And at that point, the Radio Museum software would automatically resize this to meet the standards, and then reduce the quality. If this is too large, reduce the quality and to get the size of the file down. Now that may not be an optimal automated system, and you can usually get a better image if you do that yourself manually. And that's going to be covered in the next video, which is how to format a picture advanced. So that concludes this demonstration.